What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Rise here with Proceed with Cause Blog. And today I want to talk about Macklemore Same Love song. I'm going to give a little editorial, particularly some of the things he said in here as far as some of the religious thoughts. I want to give, a basic response to that little editorial to give a counter, a counter to what he said. Now let me say this about Macklemore. I saw him last month on 106 and Park. He was spitting. The dude is, an MC. Last week, actually, his video debuted Saying Love on 106 and Park. And I wasn't really paying attention to it. But I was in another room and I heard the lyrics like he was like, when I was in 3rd grade, I thought I was gay. I was like, what? Did I hear what I thought I heard? So I rushed, into the room to watch this video. And let me say this, if you don't want to watch no same-sex activity, you get what I'm saying? Don't watch this video. I didn't know what the video was about. Saw it for the first time, and that was my last time watching that video. But anyway, the song is definitely an interesting song. I want to address some of the things, give a little clarification from a Christian perspective on this song. I'm not saying that my perspective is all of Christian perspective, but there are some things that Christians do universally believe. So I want to say this as well. Let me touch on some of the things in the song. Definitely suggest you listen to the song, or at least look at the lyrics. It's on Spotify, or YouTube. Song is all over, so you can hear the song you want to hear it. But he says on here, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know. And my question to Macklemore would be this: what does the age of the Bible have to do with whether it's true or not? Okay? Just because something is old does not mean it's outdated. You might have, I know, like, even look at people. There are some older people who might not be as modern as us, but they know a lot of things and they are wise. Just because something is old does not mean it's outdated or does not apply today. There is nothing really new morally that's happening. And I think his dismissal to say this book is, 3,500 years old, why are we, basically quoting this? I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that that's a good argument to dismiss something. Now, doesn't mean that the Bible is true. No, I'm not saying that means that the Bible is true, but I don't think you can dismiss it because the book is ancient. That's just really a bad argument, in my opinion, on Macklemore. Some other stuff he talked about from a religious perspective. What is religious, it's sort of political as well. He says, the right-wing conservatives think it's a decision, and you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of some predisposition, playing God. Nah, here we go. And that segment, let me say this, I don't think a universal answer on how one becomes, quote unquote, cured of homosexuality. But I do believe that a person can be changed. And he says it's a predisposition. Just because something, and it might be, I don't know scientifically, but just because something is a predisposition does not mean that a behavior can't be changed. Now, of course, as a Christian, I believe that the best way to change is through a relationship with Jesus Christ. That is the way to change. But, not to change, to change, okay? But, I don't even believe that that's really the only way to change permanently. And let me give you an example why for Christians get upset. Check this out. There are people who are alcoholics, for example. And I'm not an alcoholic, okay? But at my job, they have NA. And the kids, I work at a youth prison. Kids at the youth prison, they have to attend these NA sessions. Some of these dudes through NA, and it's not a spiritual, quote-unquote, organization, but through NA, through self-will and self-power, and I'm not endorsing that, but through that, these dudes, through having a sponsor, these dudes and these women have stopped drinking. I mean, it's a genetic predisposition, okay? That's what scientists say. They even say it's a disease, okay? But just because it's a genetic predisposition does not mean that behavior cannot change. Now, I'm not saying that with homosexuality that those desires will just automatically go away. But I do know people who were gay, and I know that's controversial with some of y'all who want to watch this, but there were people who were practicing homosexuality who no longer have those same-sex desires. There are also people who have those same-sex desires, but they fight against it, and they don't give into it, and they don't practice gay or homosexuality. So, I don't think the argument that there's a predisposition does not mean that a person can't change. Now, I know what some people are going to say, well, look at the failure rate within these organizations. Look at the failure rate with people who get therapy. And I would counter with, look at the failure rate with all of these, like other programs. You can take Alcoholics Anonymous, you can take NA, you can take Gambling Anonymous. If you look at these organizations, they're going to have a high failure rate. That doesn't mean that behavior can't be changed or desires can't be changed. It can be. But it's going to be hard, and it's going to be a lot of failure rate. I work at a youth prison. As I said, you got kids that go get treatment, go out, commit the same old crime, go to jail, get killed. You got some that don't do it. So a high failure rate does not mean that a person can't change. And the same thing with homosexuality. Whether that's through therapy or whether that's through a spiritual transformation, which I believe in. Which I believe is the best thing because that affects the whole person, not just stopping a behavior. But anyway, so I don't agree with him on that either. I do find, this will be the last thing I cover. I know it's a long video, but this is the last thing I'm going to cover. Where he talked about, stereotypes of being, talked about thinking he was gay, but as well as some of the, the stereotypes. And I never heard the stereotype, maybe where I'm from, but he thought he was gay because he can draw. Or he was into, he was a good artist. I don't know. I never thought about that. I thought the dudes that can draw were dope. I never thought it was gay, but that's how it was in my school. But he had obviously these feminine qualities. And I'm going to be honest, when I first saw the dude, I thought he was feminine. Very feminine. The coat he had on a long fur coat. I thought that was feminine. I didn't say he was gay, because I don't know what kind of desires he had, but I thought it was feminine. And so he's questioning himself. But the thing I found interesting about that was that he went to his mama. And his mama said, you like girls since you was little. And, you know, he said, "Oh, I was tripping." But I thought about that. Like, his mother played a key role in shaping his thoughts on his sexuality. What if his mother gave him a different answer? What if his mother said, "Well, you'll find out when you get older. You might be gay, but that's okay." What if his mother gave an answer that said, "Yeah, you probably are gay, but that's okay"? And I think about, with environment, how much does environment shape a person? Because I do believe, this is my opinion, that there are people who act different, girls who might act masculine, or they might like these certain things, and then people tell them, "Well, you like these things because you are gay." Or you might have fellas who might not be into the stereotypical things of, you know, sports or whatever, and then people tell them, "Well, you know you like that because you're gay." How much does environment shape a person? How much did it shape him? What this mother saying that? That's just some things I thought about, you know, when I heard this song, man. So, again, I wish I can go through the whole thing, but the video's too long as well. But listen to the song. Want to hear your thoughts on the song. This is your boy Roz here. But see what calls him blood. Kobe Sussing them out. Triples.